Okie dokie. As I mentioned in the description, I'm still figuring this stuff out, guys. Bear with me. It's going to take me some time to learn all the ins and outs. Still trying to figure out exactly how to warn everyone when I'm going live. So I'm just going to chill and drink some tea until some people show up so we can discuss this wonderful article I received and tomorrow's live stream, which I would like to reschedule due to the fact that IHD's live stream would be ending and mine would be starting, and that just seems like a lot for people. Hey, Beanie. I'm in my pajamas, man. Drinking tea, being lazy, making live streams. Hey, Gling. You guys are quick. That's awesome. I got a great article that was written by Tenzing Kittens, and she said, I'm a taco, but I would like to be a moderator. Cracked me the fuck up. So we're going to let some people join, and then I'm just going to do it in the format of like a regular video, and people can go back and watch it later. I warned a few people that I was going to be on. So I'll wait about 5 minutes before I start into the article. You seen it? There was a notification? Yes! I really suck at this, you guys, and I've been trying really damn hard. And I thought I put up a notification, and I was asking a couple people. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I think more with the lives. I've been looking back at the views on the lives, and it's like really high in comparison to how long it took my other videos to get up there. So I'm kind of like, fuck it. I'm live on video anyways. What's the difference? That's boss. Thank you, Gling. Thank you. I was wondering. So I did it. Fantastic. Fuck yeah, man. I'm learning. You got notified too. Hey, Slime. And there's Tenzing. All right, so let's do this right now. I'm a taco, but bam. We got another taco in the taco stand. None of the gentlemen want to join us. That's okay. Vasectomy Fail said he would. So when we see him pop on by at least tomorrow, we'll go ahead and add him. No, Gling, for real. And you're like the most experienced person in the room with this shit. So, no pressure, but pressure. So, like I said, we're just going to bullshit here for about 5 minutes while we wait for people to hop on. And I'm going to cover this article. And I might start doing more videos in this format. Plus, honestly, it's way easier on my computer. Yes, you. Did you see the comment, Gling, on the live video from yesterday? Strawberry Lemonade came on and was like, so what gender is Gling? Everybody's still confused. Oh, Slime, I'm good. You're more experienced than us. More experienced. I've never been a moderator of anything. I'm just the lady over here talking on the YouTube channel. Beanie had never been a moderator. I don't know who else hasn't, but I know you're the only person who ever has been. Slime, I'm doing good. Just relaxing, enjoying some tea. Tenzing sent, oh, it was so funny. Tenzing wrote a great article that I wanted to share with you guys, and I have so much content for tomorrow's live stream. Guys, quick discussion while I have a bunch of you great people here. IHD's live stream is going to go on tomorrow, and his would end, and then mine would start. And it just seems like a lot of hours of the day for people to be watching. So, hands up or smiley faces or something for maybe doing the live stream earlier tomorrow. Maybe like noon my time. What do y'all think? On the internet, Slime. Yeah, talking on the internet and talking in person are two different things. I'm really good at talking in person. I'm getting better with the internet stuff. I'm just a personable gal, and I seem to have a way with people. I always have. But never my way. So, like I said, let's see. In about 2 or 3 minutes, I'll cover this article. I'm getting my golden turmeric tea on. Noon. Earlier sounds good. Cool. Yeah, I don't want people to have to, go watch his live stream and then be there from, 3 to 5. Thank you, Beanie. And then as soon as his ends, mine starts. And it just seems like a lot of pressure for people to have to go, oh, well, now Ashley's on. I have to go watch that. Like, we all have lives, don't we? I think so. You guys might have lives. I think some of us have lives. There's lives out there. We're on live right now. See, I'm live. I'm lit, like the kids would say. My ass is just, I'm lit. Look at me. Way to go. All right. We got about 1 more minute, so I'm going to go dig up the email. Renske, Tenzing Kittens, wrote this article, you guys. She did a great freaking job. I can use all the help I can get. I know a lot of people feel like they would be like intruding or like this or that or like telling me what to do or trying to help. No, dude, help. If you guys come up with a good article and you want to write something, write it. I'm turning it because the light is driving me crazy. So there we go. Yeah, so okay, I will edit the live video that says we're going live about 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I'm going to change it to noon. And this will open things up for other people anyways. I'm really glad that people got notified. That's badass. So, okay, see, and I messaged some people personally like, hey, doing a pop-up live stream. This, like I said, this format is just way easier on my devices. On my phone, on my computer, the whole deal. And so now what I have to do is start going in and editing and adding tags and stuff. And I'll still do some videos the way I originally do them. But I really like doing this a lot better. And it gives us all the chance to bullshit with each other. So everybody can thank Tenzing Kittens for the article I'm about to read, which is super cool. She put obviously some time and effort into it. It's fantastic. I'm gonna I'm gonna talk about the email a little bit because it cracked me up. So let me go back to the beginning of it. She said, and so we're going to go ahead and start, guys. Hello, Ashley. I made an analysis of dog worship culture according to the bite model developed by Stephen Hassan. All right. And she attached it to the email. She thinks it would be useful to explain to people why we often call dog worship culture a cult. So she would like me to make a video about it. Here we are. As you can see from my analysis, there are certainly a lot of cult-like aspects that a lot of people have been affected by. Please read through it carefully and don't assume everything I wrote is correct. Feel free to change, leave out, okay? And here I'm skipping through some of this. These methods are mostly examples and not a complete overview of dog worship culture. There are many, many more examples, and I'm sure you'll be able to expand on it more. Okay? And cults are well known to use this to recruit people. I think these subjects are hard to explain to people because they require some knowledge of psychology, but I think an overview like this can help with explaining the brainwashing and how this works. Skip to that part. I am a taco. That was my favorite part. She called herself a taco. I'm sorry I had to. Not good with computers. I know how you feel. And so let's get on into this article. In fact, let me make sure I'm going to send the actual document to myself real quick, which I thought I had. Annabella just got a hold of me, so we can say hello to her as well. And yes, let me go ahead and I thought I had forwarded it, but apparently I did not. So it'll only take me 2 seconds, and we'll be right in there. I'm learning to use the computer too. Okay. So there it comes. Let's open this bad boy up, shall we? All right, guys. The bite model is a way to describe specific... Oh, I'm going to move. There we go. So I still want to be able to... There we go. I still want to be able to kind of see what I'm doing here. The bite model is a way to describe the specific methods that cults use to recruit and maintain control over people. It was developed by Stephen Hassan. The methods are divided into 4 categories: behavior control, information control, thought control, and emotional control. A lot of these methods are used to promote dogs. Both the way most shelters are run and dog ownership itself have a lot of cult like aspects. Even most people who don't have dogs have been influenced by the companies that have used these methods for decades to promote dog love. This is dog worship culture analyzed with the bite model. Okay. Behavior control: regulate an individual's physical reality. People who keep dogs as pets, and even people without dogs, are forced to be around them. Dogs are everywhere. So, I mean, honestly, I'm going to break off. We're regulating people's, and we complain about this all the time. It's so bad. There are so many of them, so much. Changing, oh, that's right. Thank you. Changing our physical reality, that so many people that come here and find these channels specifically say like that they feel like they aren't even allowed to say anything, that to even say anything or to touch topic on disliking dogs is like being looked at like you're promoting some type of witchcraft or you're some kind of demon because you don't like dogs. Okay. Here's the next: dictate where, how, and with whom the member lives and associates and isolates. Dog owners prefer to live in a dog-friendly neighborhood, and there are often extra requirements to the home to accommodate for dogs. Living and associating with people who don't like dogs becomes a problem. You are more likely to interact with other dog people when doing dog things, like going to the dog park. Okay? Oh, you're welcome. Guys, Four-Legged Plague is here. He just started a new channel and made a video. I sent it. Hey, Isabel. I sent the link to some of you guys. Check out Four-Legged Plague. Give him some likes and subscriptions. He's out there fighting the good fight. We need all the people we can get. Okay. Manipulation. And to touch on that topic real quick, that's what I was just saying. When they create that cult-like idea, and now all of those people are, oh, at the dog park, at the PetSmart together, or I've even seen like dating sites, that based off of the dogs, right? It's wild. So that's awesome, Slime. Okay, so onward. Manipulation and deprivation of sleep. Okay, that's a big one. Dogs take a lot of time and energy to train and take care of. Especially puppies often wake up their owners during the night. The period when someone has a new puppy is when they're especially susceptible to develop more unrealistic beliefs about dogs and become extremer in their dog worshipping. This is also because of an extra oxytocin forming a bond with the puppy. That hormone makes you extra relaxed and trusting, which is useful when you're trying to brainwash people. And this is so true. So you've got this animal sucking up all of your extra time. Okay, this dog, and there's a great video by Cracked about the bizarre act of dog ownership, where they even say that like our brains are like hardwired for like their big eyes and everything else, and it just sucks people in. And you hear people talk about it, even people that don't like dogs that own them. I have a few friends that do, that are like, oh, well, I took on the responsibility. I have to now. I have to take care of this critter. I'm responsible for it. Speaking about it like it's a child, when that's absurd. If you have a child that you actually don't want to be raising, then you should be doing something about that. Not forcing yourself to do something that you despise that much, therefore giving that child a lesser quality of life. Okay, so moving on to the next. Financial exploitation, manipulation, or dependence. And remember, this is the bite model that they use in cults to brainwash people into falling into a cult. And this is all being applied to dog ownership and dog worship. So keep that in mind, all right? Financial exploitation, manipulation, or dependence. When you own a dog, you have to buy things like dog food, vet care, insurance, training, toys, dog beds, dog sitters, trimmers, dog walkers, etc. You are dependent on the companies that supply these things for the care of your dog. Because of the way dogs are promoted, people have been manipulated to buy a dog and at the same time to make a commitment to give a large portion of their income to these companies for about 15 years. People with dogs have become homeless with their dogs. There are children going hungry while their parents spend money on dog food. The idea of getting rid of your dog is taboo. Financial exploitation is happening for sure. And I just slightly touched on that. And there's actually a group called the Invisible People, and it's a whole bunch of people that have dogs that are homeless with them and refuse to get rid of them, even if it means that exactly. See, x-rays for their dogs, stupid. These people will go homeless, even if they have a family member. It's like, oh, but Frank, you can come stay with us. And they're like, not if I have to get rid of Fluffy. I'll never be rid of Fluffy. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Fuck Fluffy. And see, yeah, my boss had the same stupid ass dog that kept getting fucked up over and over again. And he kept paying for it to go back to the vet. In like 4 freaking months, he had spent over $4,000 on the dog. And when I asked him for my pay one day, he like almost had a conniption. And I'm like, my sister and I used to make jokes because we knew someone who did a GoFundMe for a dog, and it made like 10 grand in like a matter of 5 days. And so every time one of us would run into a financial hardship, I'd be like, well, it's too bad you're not an Alaskan Malamute, because everyone would donate to you. They resource sucking sacks of excrement. That's what I always say, and I stick by it, Isabel. So let's move on to the next, okay, guys? Restrict leisure, entertainment, and vacation time. You can't take your dog everywhere or leave it at home for long periods. Arrangements for the dog have to be made when you can't bring your dog. Taking care of your dog also takes a lot of time and money that could have been spent on other activities or family members or other friendships. This is me adding in friendships or relationships or your home. You could be working on your home instead of replacing couches that your dog ate. Okay. Hey, EL, nice to see you. Happy streaming. Oh my God. Four-legged plague. It hurts the brain. So yeah, these people waste all of these resources and time. Hey there, Gabriel. Dogs do kill plant life. There's another thing. You remember the story about the guy who put down the scat mats to protect his shrubs and everyone freaked out on him? They're just little rubber spikes that push over. It's nothing, you know? So it's mind-blowing bullshit these people commit to these dogs. But these same people, I've watched them disown their own kids for being gay or not being the same religion or being with a man or a woman that they don't approve of, right? They do, oh, or my daughter was a stripper, so we don't talk to her anymore. The dog has pissed 3 times since I've been here. It's eaten all of your flowers. It's destroyed the yard. It's keeping your neighbors up with all its barking. That's all okay, right? But your daughter being a stripper is a huge freaking deal. I don't. Major time spent with group indoctrination and rituals and or self-indoctrination, including the internet, which is a big thing. Look at how many people make these dogs social media sites or the big cults, the groups that they join and sit there and carry on about these dogs in this cult-like fashion to the point that they can't relax. That's all they think about. Now they've got us all stressed out because we have to listen to and smell their dogs all the time. Okay, so let's move on. Daily dog care routine. Posting dogs' photos on social media, like I just said. Looking up dog information. Watching dog lover content. All brainwashing that happens in the media. Turning on your phone, computer, or TV, basically. The amount of dog promotion is bizarre. Spending time with other dog owners at the dog park. Puppy training during daily walks, etc. Like I said, whole dating websites. Sausana sends me pictures from this dating site called Hinge. I call it cringe. And it's just one dude after another. I'm sure the women are too, but she's looking at men holding their dog up and going, no one loves me like this girl. And I'm like, but you're on a dating site trying to find a woman. And, okay. So, permission required for major decisions. I hate dog parks. The dog park in the town closest to me is half the size of the entire freaking park, and people are still walking the dogs all over and letting them shit. Permission required for major decisions. Aggression tests after bite incidents are used to intervene with common sense decision of putting down a dog that has mauled a child. Like I said, tenzing, kittens, this is an awesome article. Thank you for writing this and sending it. Fucking fantastic. I am so sick of that. What happened to 10, 15 years ago where it was unheard of? I remember when I was younger and they're not going to put the dog down after killing a kid, and everyone would be shocked and horrified with that individual. Now all of a sudden it's the other fucking way around. Discourage individualism. Encourage group thinking. Dog's part of the family, right? Discourage being an individual and saying things like, hey, no, that dog bit someone, we should put it down. And encourage that group thinking where they all work together like a pack, just like the filthy dogs they have living in their house, to come at people. Have a good night, Four-Legged Plague. Thank you for being there. Enjoy church. And encourage people to, like, when the pregnant women, are like, I don't know about this dog anymore. I'm not comfortable. And their little pack and group will jump in and be like, oh, no, you'll get over that. It's okay. And when you see the dog with the baby, you're going to be so happy. Fuck that. Exactly. The mutt should be shot dead. You can't talk facts about dogs. Impose rigid rules and regulations. Rules for children to avoid dog bites. Laws for dog welfare. Laws for allowing service dogs. Laws to prevent aggressive dogs from being euthanized. And that's what's happening. And all of this, just remember, all of this is based off of cult indoctrination rules and the bite model, okay? That's what this is all based off of. So it's so weird because without knowing that this is based off of the bite model for indoctrinating people to join a cult and stay in one, you would just think this was just an article about dogs, but it's not. It's based off of how they train and brainwash people into being in a cult. And it just all fits in perfectly. It's like a key right in your front door lock. It's wild. Woof. Laws to prevent aggress. I hate it. Yeah, kill them all is I say it all the time. Punish disobedience by beating, torture, burning, cutting, rape, tattooing, and branding. Oh, hey, you're just in time, Fear the Great. We're halfway through an article, and we're glad to have you here. Hi, Fear the Great, and thank you for joining us. I would love to. Okay, here we go. Punish disobedience by beating, torture, burning, cutting, rape, tattooing, and branding. And they like to brand us, right? We're the bad guys for talking facts about the dogs. No. All right? Punishment for children not following the rules is torture, scars, and even death. Or it's at least perceived as a punishment. In reality, dogs also attack when children follow the rules. Exactly. Do you guys see? It's just more brainwashing. And their little cult group, and then point the finger at us for being the bad guys. I mean, people jumping all over me on videos where all I do is state the facts. People saying, I'd like that guy who told me if I don't want to step in shit, I need to watch where I'm walking. I can't even. Okay? I'm real glad you found us. Yeah, because we're small right now, but we're growing. And this is only my second real live stream. The other one was a tester. So welcome. We're reading an article that Tenzing Kittens wrote based on the bite model that cults use to brainwash people into joining and staying in their affiliated groups. And it fits right into the indoctrination that goes with dog love. Okay? So here we go. Threaten harm to family or friends. How many people here have been threatened by a dog lover? I know it's every one of you. It has to be. I get threatened all the time. You remember that crazy woman who said she was going to show up and beat up my family and beat me up all over some comments about a dog? I'm a fucking human. That's a piece of shit. That it was a dog that attacked a child. And she came on in the comments and threatened. Bitch, I wish you would. If you seen my roommate, damn near 7 feet tall, looking like a Viking barbarian, and then you've got my scary, crazy ass, fuck Fluffy. You know, everyone was. Who hasn't? I bet there's not anybody on here. I know Slime's been threatened. We've talked about it. Beanie has. Exactly. I got that protective shit from someone from the dog that attacked my kid. When I went and fucked the dog up, it wasn't being protective then. The thing was pissing on the floor. Oh, yeah. Of course on the internet, because these pussies hide behind their computer keyboards. They ain't got shit to say if they caught me in real life. And when I talk to people about this shit in real life, they just get real quiet. Because they can sense the passion in my voice. I'm not to be fucked with. Do not even come at me about this. Oh, my butt's going numb. Numb butt. All right. Threaten harm to family and friends. The dog is not used to being locked up, so locking it up will make it jealous and attack. The dog needs to sniff the baby to get to know him so he won't attack. Ooh. See? And they don't care. In just like in a cult, that's because this is what we're discussing, right? It's easy to forget that because this all just seems like random dog facts, but this is real shit that takes place every day. Just like in a cult, they'll allow their children to come into harm. They will sacrifice them to the cult leader, and in this case is the dog and dog love culture, okay? Encourage and engage in corporal punishment. The behavior to react with aggression to anyone who says or does something negative regarding your dog or any dog is actively encouraged through movies and TV. Most dog promotion movies have a scene where the dog is violent towards someone who says or does something that's opposing dog cult dogma. And not only that, they like to constantly throw in like something bad happens to, the heroine, right, of the movie. And then the dog jumps in and attacks him. They like to glorify these mutts every chance they get. Hold them up on a pedestal. And then you see people constantly, I would save a dog before, I'd save my dog before I'd save your kid. Listen to me. I have the scars on my damn body, and I will stand by it till the day I die. I will fight a damn human or a dog to protect another human. I don't even care if they're a stranger. It could be one of my worst enemies. It's not in me to stand by and watch someone suffer needlessly or get hurt. It's not. Hey, I'll be with you in a minute. My son's poking in the door. I try to keep him out of the videos because of these psychos. Encourage and engage in corporal punishment. This behavior to react with aggression to anyone who says or does something negative regarding your dog. Oh, I just did that one. Apologies. Instill dependency and obedience. The illusion is created that your life isn't complete without a dog and you have to make the dog happy. Big time. And I touched on this a little bit earlier. Yeah, off with their heads. Yes, please do, Fear. Dog owners are also able to buy fake support animals. Yep. And all they have to do, it doesn't even have to be a support animal, is go pay the money. It's like roughly $250, and you can pretend that your dog is a support animal. I'll be with you in a minute, honey, okay? You take your elephant and go play. Oh, no, I don't need that. You can put it right here. Sorry, guys, my son's cute. So I touched on that a bit earlier. And I know people that don't even want to have a dog, okay? And got a friend of mine that I've known since high school, and he got a dog, and I was going, dude, what are you doing? And then like a month or two later, he's like, this is the worst decision I ever made. And I'm like, get rid of it. And he's like, oh, it's my responsibility now, and I have to make the dog happy. And so he buys this stupid shit and takes care of it. It's destroying his beach house. The place stinks to high hell, and I can't even hardly stand to visit there anymore. Fucking gross. Yeah, he's finally going in his room. Once he hears me like talking on the videos, he always wants to show up and see who I'm talking to, and then he thinks I'm talking to myself. Anyways, beating. Dogs running into people, including children. I shared a story on my stepmother's filthy, disgusting Rottweilers, where her Rottweiler ran into my sister and knocked her into a television, and she had to have 7 staples in the back of her head. Ah, Terrence, don't block Terrence. I know it's. You be careful with that kind of talk. We got a lot of tacos in here. Hi, Terrence. All right, guys. On to the next. Oh, Terrence, so I can catch you up. This is the bite model that they use to brainwash people into joining cults and staying in them, applied to dog love and worship. Very great article written by Tenzing Kittens. Everybody, thank you. This is great. Okay. Torture, maulings. And I'll add to this torture thing all the barking. Terrence, we were just talking about this, and I'll be covering the barking tomorrow on the live stream. This barking shit, smelling the feces when you live next door to someone that has them, that's torture, okay? Being afraid that the dogs are going to jump the fence when you're trying to jog or walk or ride a bike, that's torture, okay? Having to see this shit on every single TV show, every advertisement, every magazine, in therapy offices, in the library, everywhere you go. Yeah, we're going to do it at noon tomorrow, Fear. It's just, it's too much. It's torture. And I get multiple emails and people talking a day that they have PTSD and anxiety and stress induced simply by dogs, their neighbor dogs. The countless amounts of people that have told me they no longer jog or ride their bikes because they're afraid they're going to get attacked. It's unreal. All right. Hey, I. Separation of families. Time is spent with the dog at the cost of time with a partner and children. Yes, take their vocal cards out and defang all these pieces of shit. Just have them gumming on stuff. I agree. Dogs are the white trash. So this goes back to the spending resources and time. Now, remember, this is indoctrination of a cult, but it works with the dogs, do you see? They're spending all their time with these dogs than they are working with their family members. And I mentioned, you'll hear someone say like their daughter was a stripper and they no longer talk to her, but the dog can destroy everything, and that's okay. It's insane to me. So moving on. Murder, when dog maulings result in the death of the victim. Okay? And not only that, what about murdering our peace? The fact that we all have to walk on eggshells. The fact that Terrence can't even do yard work, rake his own damn yard and take care of his home and make it presentable and pleasant for him, for himself, for his neighbors. And all he can hear is dogs barking. And for many of us that have to live next to these things, and I live in a hot area, and it's constantly hot, and all you can smell is shit coming from every direction. Shit rolling over the fence, shit all over I can't. It's disgusting. And the flies that come with it, okay? Information control, deception, deliberately withhold information, vis-a-vis not mentioning dog attacks, the dangers of zoonosis, and environmental paw prints, saying that deaths are rare without mentioning that many times dogs cause horrible injuries. 4.5 plus million bites a year. That's not the deaths, just the bites. Okay? That's not rare. That's way too much. And we're all just sitting back like a bunch of little bitches, and deception, deliberately withheld information. Yeah, well, it's unpleasant to even be in your yard. Exactly. You're dead on there. Distort information to make it more acceptable. This is a big thing that they do. And once again, remember, this is this is based off of cult indoctrination. It's stunning because it's just as if somebody wrote an article about how dog lovers act, but it fits the bill for the bite model and this indoctrination that they use. Saying reactive instead of aggressive. There's a big, they love to bend the words around. Nipping instead of biting. Negative incident with a dog instead of dog mauling, or they'll say tragic accident. It was just playing with you. Victim blaming. Long stories about sad childhoods for the dog. It's just misunderstood because he'd been through so much abuse as he was a puppy. Exactly, Beanie. And I talked about this in another video. Let's see. The one where we were talking about foster children versus dogs. If a foster child goes and hits someone or has a negative interaction in a foster care facility, that follows them for the rest of their lives, okay? All throughout their young adulthood and then on into, that's terrible. On into adulthood. And, if I go out, and I made this comment on IHD stream earlier, if I went and fought with someone right now, I have in the past, I used to be quite aggressive when I was younger, very angry about my childhood. Nobody cares to hear any of that, but if it's a dog, they eat that shit up, okay? They didn't say, oh, Ashley didn't have an aggressive behavior in the past, let's just quarantine her for a few days and let her out. No. They locked me in jail, and then I had to pay for a very expensive lawyer, and then I had to be on probation, and then the list just went on and on and on and on. I'm not a dog, though. Too bad I'm not an Alaskan Malamute, right? Because if I was, I would have been fine. Oh, God, pisses me off. Okay? Let's see here. Systematically lie to the cult member. Nanny dogs. Family dogs. Dogs are safe. Man's best friend. Dogs are loyal. Dogs will protect you. Training is everything. All dogs go to heaven. No bad dogs, just bad owners, right? Keep lying to people. Keep feeding them this information. Oh, you ain't the only person, honey. And we're growing every day. So they feed all this misinformation to everyone just like a cult leader would. Okay? And then in one of the videos that I did, I discussed where, over 37% of people were spending more money on their dogs, water, food, toys, and bedding than they were on their own cult much. Exactly. Beanie, I have one incident, and I'm locked up in jail and then had a record following me and shit, right? But these dogs, it's okay. Exactly, because it is. That's their God, Fear the Great. Minimize or discourage access to non-cult sources of information. Real quick before I go further, this is a huge problem. I mentioned it during the Rottweiler videos. I was looking for reasons to not own a Rottweiler. I typed it in like that. And all it would do was bring me back over and over again as to how cool Rottweilers were and how they're great pets and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I had to literally go and put dogs, a Rottweiler attacks man to get any results. And even then, there was the one or two articles, and then, like Terrence just said, a Petco and a PetSmart, and then, a veterinarian article about how great Rottweilers are. And then one attack. So that's what they do. They minimize and discourage access to non-cult sources of information. Someone one day said, I wish people would look this up the same way we do. Even if they did, they're going to find a bunch of articles that make us look like ranting nut jobs because they minimize and discourage access to non-cult sources of information, including internet, TV, radio, books, articles, newspapers, magazines, and media. Oh, I gotta shut the door. Honey, shh, I gotta do this. My son knows it drives me crazy when he breaks in on my videos, so he likes to make it a habit. Dogs are popular and often used to attract dog lovers. The idea that puppies make everything more popular is heavily promoted and seen as a marketing strategy in and of itself. Okay? So, you did a pumpkin. That's funny. Okay, that was A. B, and we're still on the minimizing and discouraging access to non-cult sources of information. B, critical information. When something is critical about dogs, it can have consequences for income through sponsoring and ads because dog grooming companies won't like to advertise or sponsor this. Social media is used to threaten people and even governments with bad PR. Tenzing, you kick ass, dude. Thank you for doing this. C, former members, victims are discouraged from going to the media and or taking legal action. Okay? I've been bitten by a Dalmatian, Terrence. Really? Awesome. Was this like years ago? Because they don't do that shit as often anymore. Go ahead and comment. I'll keep going. C, former members. Oh, yeah. D, keep members busy so they don't have time to think and investigate. Okay? It's so true. Dogs take a lot of time and energy to take care of, and there's an endless supply of dog promoting movies and social media content to keep dog lovers busy. Yeah, it's all a money-making racket. That's all it is. So they keep these people busy and indoctrinated. Oh, damn. Okay. Wow. Wow. All right, here's the next topic. Compartmentalize information into outsider versus insider doctrines. A, ensure that information is not freely accessible. I just said that. They make sure. So if you look up, should I own a Rottweiler? All it's going to do is tell you all the ways that Rottweilers are awesome. They're not going to tell you, well, no, there were 4 attacks of Rottweilers just this month. They don't say that. Ensure the information is not freely accessible. Dog trainers and vets are perceived to know more about dogs. Dog owners are perceived to know more about dogs than people without dogs. And B, control information at different levels and missions within a group. I used to train dogs. I'm telling you guys, these things are no fucking good. They don't learn, and half the time you even train them to do anything, they're only doing it in the moment because you're offering food. Animals are trained with very few methods: starvation, beatings, or treats. They react in the moment, but as soon as you aren't there handing them snacks, you're not whooping their monkey ass, then suddenly they no longer do these things. And you cannot be there every single second, which is why allowing your children around these things is straight up child neglect. It is a recipe for disaster. I won't have it. I don't even allow that kind of shit. As we know, I've talked about. Within shelters, there are different levels of volunteers, and the higher levels have more access to information about the dogs and the procedures than the lower levels do. This is very common to keep the lower level volunteers from knowing all these bad things. They run around helping spread the dog propaganda to everyone and how great dogs are and everyone should own a dog with all that bullshit. C, allow only leadership to decide who needs to know what and when. This happens in shelters, nonprofits, and companies. Encourage spying on other members. A, impose a buddy system to monitor and control the members. Shelters do this with their volunteers. Best Friends even advises this in an article about how to start a shelter, and they sure do. Let's see. Yeah, they get them while they're young. Exactly. I've been saying that, Gabriel. I've been saying that about the COVID stuff. Y'all are fat as shit, won't even take care of yourselves and eat right, and you've got a murdering monster in your house that you're making out with and getting freaking buttworms from. Stop finger banging your dog. And then you're worried about COVID. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Sleeping with them. And it's not just the ads and movies. It's not. And I grew up around some rots. I hated them. No. Telling you. All right, moving on. B, report deviant thoughts, feelings, and actions to leadership. Volunteers and shelters are instructed to do this. And they are. If they hear anything weird or negative, or someone says anything about the dogs that they don't like, it's time to turn that person in and get them the hell out of the shelter. If they're telling anybody, like, you have somebody, and I've seen this happen personally. You have someone come in and they're looking at a certain dog and they have a child with them, and then one of the volunteers there says, this is not the best dog to have around kids. If one of the higher ups finds out about that, your ass is out of there. You don't ever say anything bad about Fluffy. You worship Fluffy or you get the fuck out of here. That's their attitude about it. Ugh. Ensure that the individual behavior is monitored by the group. Peer pressure. If you want to know more about the effects of peer pressure, you should check out the research of Solomon Asch he did in 1951. Okay? Extensive use of cult-generated information and propaganda, including newsletters, magazines, journals, audio tapes, videotapes, YouTube movies, and other media. A lot. Dog promotion is everywhere. Hey, Erin, nice to see you. We got Erin in here. I love this chick. She's cool. And, all right. Erin, another reminder for other people who may have joined, we are covering the bite model that Tenzing Kittens wrote, and it covers cult indoctrination and brainwashing, and we are applying that to the methods of dog worship. Okay? So it fits right together. It's disturbing. Okay? So here we go. B, misquoting statements or using them out of context from non-cult sources. Example, a study about hierarchy within a wolf pack has been debunked, so that it is being used to pretend that dog packs don't have hierarchies, but only this one study about it has been debunked. So that does not mean that there are no hierarchies in dog packs, only that it doesn't work the way the study concluded it did. Example 2, the Pope told a boy who was crying because his dog had died that all dogs and creatures go to heaven. Dog lovers took that as proof that all dogs go to heaven. That's not what he said. He said all God's creatures. Dogs are not God's creatures according to the Bible, but the headline said the Pope had said that dogs go to heaven. Bam. All right. There you go. Okay. Moving on. Unethical use of confession. A, information about sins used to disrupt and or dissolve identity boundaries. Dog lovers often do this during discussions. Police and media often exaggerate and put emphasis on bad things a victim of a dog attack has done. That's a big thing. Okay, oh, well, this guy was robbing this house and he got attacked by a dog. Oh, this police dog did this. Very, very little will they ever stop and say, no, the dog just attacked the person for no fucking reason. Okay? We don't really know what to do about it. What's up, Jade? Awesome to see all you guys here. And so onward into the bite model about indoctrination, guys. B, withholding forgiveness or absolution. Putting down a dangerous dog is unforgivable. A great example is Nikki Felipe. Excuse me. Dude, guys, that's a big one. These days, they don't want to put the dogs down no matter what. They can't have it. Every dog's a good dog. It's just a bad owner. Or that baby sneezed. Or that person looked at that dog funny. Or why were they jogging and the dog wouldn't have jumped the fence and killed the person in the first place? All this bullshit. C, manipulation of memory. Possible false memories. You must have done something to cause the dog to misbehave. Can people believe in causes for an attack that weren't actually present? You know, service dogs are fake news. We shouldn't be working around these dogs. Back when I was training dogs, they live in your area. I've never understood this, and that was half the reason I dropped out of it, was people could not wake up. They don't want to hear that kind of stuff. To have one of these things around, and I'll go back to an old saying I've said over and over again, from being trained to train dogs all of my life. My uncle used to say, the only good dog is a dog that doesn't trust you. Meaning, you have to beat the fuck out of them and starve them half to death and then give them one scrap of food so they look up to you. That's you, not your child, not someone jogging down the road, not the FedEx driver, just that one person. This whole mentality is insane. Take it from me. It's fucking wild. Thought control. Require members to internalize the group's doctrine as truth. A, adopting the group's a map of reality as reality. Dog owners already accept at least part of the map of reality as truth because otherwise they wouldn't have a dog. When the dog misbehaves, the owner is to blame and has to learn more of the map of reality. It's brainwashing. Instill black and white thinking. It's never the dog's fault. Training is everything. All dogs go to heaven. C, decide between good and evil. Dogs are good. Dog owners are good. Dog owners are animal lovers. Dogs are loyal. They're heroes. Saving dogs is good. Dog patrolling is evil. Anyone who doesn't like dogs is evil. Cats are evil. Victims are evil. Humans are evil. Everyone sucks but Fluffy. And that's how these people think. And they don't just think it, they say it. It was shown in that LBC interview with the Tom Swardwick dude that I can't say his fucking name right. And all those people calling in and literally saying, like even to Tom, I would save my dog before I would save your son. Crazy. Change a person's name and identity. Being a dog owner becomes part of someone's identity. Okay? Like literally, this isn't just I have a dog. This is like I'm a dog lover. They live in it. I'm going to go to the dog park now. I'm going to buy my dog a sweater. I'm going to go get on a dog social media site. Then I'm going to go hang out with other dog people at the dog park. And then we're going to stop by the dog cafe on the way home. Wait a minute. I can't have a dog in this cafe. Now I'm about to freak the fuck out. Taco time. Yes, they do know what they're doing. It's also sad because I've met wonderful people that happen to own dogs. Yes, I have to. And I truly think it's a mental disorder. I know lots of nice people with mental disorders. And it's truly sad, Gabriel. I'll give you that. Okay. Encourage only good and proper thoughts. Disliking dogs is looked down upon. You have to love dogs. It's sad for the dog to blame it for things it can't help. You have to want to do everything for your dog. Brainwashing. More brainwashing. Tacos. Brainwash tacos. Hypnotic techniques are used to alter mental state, undermine critical thinking, and even to age regress the member. And look at how childish these people act. Right? Oxytocin is a mind-altering hormone that makes people more relaxed and trusting. Cuddling with the dog makes your body produce this hormone. And for example, in movies and videos, music is used to alter the mental state combined with calm and happy surroundings and things that remind people of childhood. Okay? Yeah. Tom and Jerry is a very good example. No, I just love real tacos, not women. Terrence loves tacos. Memories are manipulated and false memories are created. My son's having a party. Example, video of a dog attack is shown but followed by a vet in a white coat that claims there must have been something edible in her bag and they were going after the bag, like that older lady that was attacked. That's what the vet was saying. For a lot of people, this will change the perception of the video. They just wanted to watch and make them think they've seen the dogs going for the bag. They no longer see that they attacked and mauled this woman. And let us not forget, they had her down on the ground. Her purse was laying over next to her. They're still mauling her. And the woman that came out of her house to save the woman scooped up the purse and hit the fucking dog with it. Okay? They weren't after the bag. The bag's laying over here. Stupid. Teaching thought-stopping techniques which shut down reality testing by stopping negative thoughts and allowing only positive thoughts, including A, denial, rationalization, justification, and wishful thinking. Dog worship culture is based on denial and wishful thinking. Don't worry, it doesn't bite. My dog would never do that. Children learn the thought processes that are used for justification and rationalization from a young age. Dogs are safe. Dogs protect children. Dogs are loyal, etc. Exactly. All right. Chanting, meditating, this is B and C. Cuddling with your dog often works as a form of mindfulness, which makes you more open to manipulation. People think dogs are affected by how they themselves feel, so positive feelings while interacting with your dog is promoted. Okay? You guys, tacos and burgers are killing me. D, praying. By brainwashing people to think all dogs go to heaven, they've made sure dogs are included in prayers and prayed for, even though the Bible is very negative about dogs. E, speaking in tongues. Dog owners often make dog sounds while interacting with their dogs or talking baby fucking talk to them. F, singing or humming. There are lots of songs about loving dogs, especially for children. There really are. Rejection of rational analysis, critical thinking, and constructive criticism. Here's our part, guys. They reject us. They do not want to listen to our awesome arguments. Tenzing kittens. This is great. Thank you for writing this. This has been a pleasure to read, I got to tell you. Rejection of rational analysis. Oh, I just did that. Forbid critical questions about leader, doctrine, or policy allowed. That's bad for the reputation of breeds and dog in general. Critical questions are not welcome, okay? So you have someone singing to their fucking nutty ass dog. Dog in the bed. Blech. Okay? There's a dog. Someone must be walking down the road. How dare they? Labeling alternative belief systems as illegitimate, evil, or not useful. BSL is racism. If you're against dogs, you hate animals. I'm so tired of hearing that. You know what people like to say to me the most when I say shit about a dog? Did you hear it? I was wondering if you guys heard it. They like to call me an ableist, especially when I speak out about service dogs. They tell me I'm an ableist. Nope, show that. Oh, I lost it. There we go. They like to call me an ableist. I fucking hate that. I have Fort Knox fence, and I buried cinder blocks underneath my fence and then clambered rocks all up it. Hell no. And, guys, just so you know, my neighbors asked me how I felt about dogs the day I moved in. Literally, they come over and shook my hand, told me their names, and go, so, how do you feel about dogs? And I said, let me tell you guys this. And I leaned in and got real quiet and scary, and I went, you let one get in my yard, you'll find out exactly how I feel about dogs. My neighbors go running when their dogs come near my yard and grab them and pull them away. I'm like, oh, I will kill that son of a bitch. You'll see. In a heartbeat, gets in my yard with my bare fucking hands. Because if you kill them with your hands, you don't have to worry about any legal implications. It's when you use a gun or a weapon that you have to worry about things. Okay? The people do cause the problems. Show. Yeah, they keep trying to take your comments away when we say, like, kill dogs. I'm like, hell no, let people say their shit. Let's see. Instill a new map of reality. Children with a natural fear of dogs lose their fear because of constant exposure to dog worship culture through the media. Children are taught to love dogs from a young age, and once someone has brought a dog into their home, the level of exposure is almost non-stop. The new map of reality becomes more and more part of someone's life while exposure continues. And I believe that is why people will say stupid shit like, hey, I got attacked by a dog 2 or 3 times. So what? I don't hate dogs. Well, yeah, because you've been brainwashed into this shit. I constantly say, yeah, they try. I constantly say that these people with their dogs is like listening to a domestic violence victim. They're like, oh, Fluffy only hurt me twice, but we're going to go to counseling together. And he didn't mean to. I was the one who made him bite me. It was me. I jumped up and scared him. I shouldn't have done that. But Fluffy loves me. And he had never, he doesn't mean to hurt me. He loves me. And the next day you see him with all these like bites and stuff. And you're like, oh my God, Felicia, what happened? Oh, Fluffy just got upset because I touched his stuff. I shouldn't have touched his stuff. We're still going to behavioral classes and we're working on it. I mean, it sounds like listening to a domestic violence victim. I can't get over how much they are similar. In fact, I will touch on that again. Probably not tomorrow. I used to have dogs. I used to be a dog trainer, Terrence. I have so much content to go through tomorrow that I have been appropriately setting up. I'm getting better at this. That I'll get into it if I can. Big female Doberman Pinscher ran at me when I was riding my bike yesterday, and it runs up to the fence and is trying to like come over the fence. And I just looked over, and I didn't see the owner outside at first, but I loudly said to it, I was like, "You don't even want none, son." And then the owner, I look up and see them standing there, and I was like, "I'm not wrong." you know. Oh, absolutely. Zoophiles, women, what they say, over 70% of women are zoophiles, and the difference between a zoophile and a bestiality is that they think about it and sexually fantasize about it versus actually acting out on it. The numbers are really high. I have a video about bestiality and zoophilia, so you want to check it out. Moving on. Children are taught to love dogs from a young age. Okay, we get that. Emotional control. Manipulate and narrow the range of feelings. Some emotions and or needs are deemed as evil, wrong, or selfish. You have to like dogs. You guys, all of you, in this comment section, you have to start liking dogs right now. That's how they are. You have to like dogs. Dogs need a forever home. It's mean to rehome or euthanize dogs. You're an asshole for even thinking about it. Shut the hell up. I hear that crap. Yeah, fuck that. No, we don't need to dwell on that. Teach emotion stopping techniques to block feelings of homesickness, anger, or doubt. Expose therapy against fear of dogs. Keep jamming it down their throat. Make the person feel that the problems are always their own fault. Never the leader, never the group's fault. Remember, this is the indoctrination model for cults. It's as if someone wrote an article just straight up about dogs, but it's not. It's the owner, not the dog. Well-trained dogs don't attack or misbehave. The owner must be doing something wrong, or they need help with training the dog. For victims, it can feel like it's their own fault they got attacked because the dogs only bite for a reason. You must have done something to upset Fluffy. Why did you do that to upset Fluffy? Where's my Fluffy? No, we shouldn't be walking around on eggshells around these things. They should be scared of us. This is our damn planet. I've gotten so bad with the fluffies that when my son's holding one, I'll be like, give me my fluffy back. And one day he had like 3 of them together. And I was like, that is too many fluffies. Dog gets run over by a train. Yeah, they do. Pedophiles. I've seen that before. Okay. Promote feelings of guilt or unworthiness, such as identify guilt. Feeling bad about yourself if you want to rehome a dog, or if you withhold dog ownership from your partner or children, if you don't donate to the sad shelter dogs, if you don't save the cute dog from the shelter. Fuck Fluffy. I've said it a few times, guys, when I do the volunteer work at the senior center. There is not another unpaid volunteer there. Everyone else is on community service or on the payroll. Granted, they don't get paid much, right? The shelter, the dog and cat shelters, mostly dogs. When they say animal shelter, they mean dogs, okay? I've looked at this one over here. They don't even have cats for adoption in the shelter in my area, okay? I gotta show. There we go. They don't even have, it's just dogs. Dude, they have a 3-week waiting period to volunteer there. They have so many volunteers. Sick of it. And I hate men with dogs. Hey, Tarcisia and I know she'll watch this later. She said that and she used better wording than I did, but I'm going to go ahead and butcher it anyways. The size of the dog is in direct contrast with a man's dick. So if he's got a big, huge damn dog, he's got a really small pecker. That's right. Moving on. B, you are not living up to your potential. If your dog misbehaves, you need more dog training to make you and your dog's life better. You know, guys, I hate to admit it, but I used to say that. Fear, I believe it is true. We're actually discussing it. If you look at, like, especially, and I'm not talking any shit. I'm all about my gay brothers and sisters, but you'll notice a lot of like the gay women that want to be like men. What dog do they always have, guys? Pit bulls. Because it's a masculinity thing. People, or, hey, I'll go ahead and dudes with great big old trucks. We always like, oh, he's overcompensating, right? Yeah, for his tiny pecker, more often than not. So, and exactly, Jade, exactly. Okay. Oh, yes. And Aaron, that's true. And a lot of people also don't know that they carbon monoxide poison the dogs in big old contractor bags, 3, 4, 5 of them at a time. It takes 45 minutes for them to die. Moving on. B, you are not living up to your potential if your dog misbehaves. You need a guide dog, a service dog for you to live up to your potential and be independent. No, you don't. Pekka. Sausage. Terrence, you're a man. Why don't you be a moderator for us? We need some sausage in this taco stand. We're moving on. C, your family is deficient. Oh, my thing just sent me a notice I was checking out. Sorry. If they don't put their needs aside for the dog's needs, if they don't help take care of the dogs. D, your past is suspect. When you don't like dogs or get attacked, they immediately will victim blame you. It's not about Fluffy. It's not about the dog attacking people. It's you. You did something wrong. E, your affiliations are unwise. It's best to hang out with other dog lovers. There's no point in spending time with someone who doesn't love your dog. Nice. I like the hot dog thing. What dog? Stop finger banging your dog. F, your thoughts, feelings, actions are irrelevant or selfish. When someone gets attacked, there are always people complaining about how bad that is for the reputation of the breed. The thoughts and feelings of dog attack victims are irrelevant to dog owners. G, social guilt. Feeling embarrassed about asking if a dog owner can put the dog in another room when you visit, or not reporting an attack because you know the owner and don't want them to lose their dog or fight about it. Feeling like a bad person if you want the dog to be euthanized after an attack. Peer pressure. Dogs helping blind people. I had that conversation with someone and got banned off of Facebook. By the way, guys, if any of you have Facebook and haven't joined the private page, Dogs Are Garbage, aka Ashley, there are links in the descriptions. Y'all ought to join. We talk all the shit we want and post any pictures we want, and no one takes any of our comments down. It's great because it's a private page. Okay, so yeah, moving on. I got into an argument on Facebook about how they literally have walking sticks that work with your smartphone and everything and will let you know, you know? Fair enough, Terrence. Historical guilt. The dog was abused when he was a puppy, so he can't help it. I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for my dog. Veterans fought for our country, so they should get service dogs they can take everywhere. Hey, who cares? You can join our private group, though. Slime. Instill fear, such as fear of A, thinking independently. Dog trainers and vets are perceived to know more. B, the outside world is dangerous because of all the scary humans. And that's a big thing with people. They need to start interacting with their own species. Let me check my little thing here and make sure my computer's... Oh, yeah, we got time. All right. Enemies. Dog patrol. People who don't like dogs. Humans in general are dangerous. That's how they talk and think. D, losing one's salvation. Not being a good person if you don't rescue a dog. E, leaving or being shunned by the group. Losing your dog can mean losing contact with other dog lovers and not liking dogs who cause fights and disagreements with family and friends. Yeah, don't listen to him, Aaron. D, losing one's salvation. Not being a good person if you don't rescue a dog. E, leaving or being shunned by the group. Okay? Leaving your dog, losing okay, I think I did that one. F, others' disapproval. Not liking dogs usually does not make someone popular. And we all know that. F, historical guilt. The dog is bonded to you now. If you rehome, you'll cause behavior problems for the dog. They're all out there barking like crazy. So like I said, someone must be jogging. Oh, it's Labor Day weekend. People are partying. Extremes of emotional highs and lows. Love bombing and praise one moment and then declaring you are a horrible sinner the next. People get lots of praise and attention when they get a puppy or a rescue dog, but they're judged when their dog misbehaves and they don't do everything to make the dog happy. Dogs themselves also kind of do this. One moment they're licking your face, the next they're attacking you or your child. Okay. Thank you, I wish they cared. Aaron, my son also has autism. And people kind of push that stupid shit on me all the time. My son does not need a dog. My son needs extra attention and he needs extra education. Okay? Let's see. Oh, yeah, thank you for... That's the Facebook group, Beanie. Beanie, man, you're one of the best sons of bitches I ever met. I'll tell you what, I'll give your taco ass a big-ass hug. Exactly. Autism gets better. My son is doing so much better. He's been talking more. No, I applaud you for posting the link. Thank you for posting the link. I hate the barking thing. It makes me I just, but my son's in second grade. And he's doing good. He's learning. With the barking, I try to just brush it off and move on with my day. I really try to be like, duck feathers and just let the shit roll off. Dude, so check out The Good Life, Terrence. Okay? It's the best one. I know someone that uses them out in the woods even. And I seen that. Yeah, I seen that, Jade. The Good Life has even been reported to make the neighbors' dogs spaz out and shit all over their house because the ultrasonic frequencies. And The Good Life is doing a discount this weekend for Labor Day weekend, 15% off and free shipping. I have a friend who is in his 70s that has been using different dog bark controllers throughout his life, and he swears by this one. I have one on the backside of my house. These things are fucking fantastic. They're worth every fucking dollar. Just use them right. Read the directions. I'm going to put one out front. I'm sick of this. Hold on a second. Oh, shut the fuck up! Jeez. Sorry, you guys got to hear that. I'm sick of it. Hey, it worked. Told y'all I'm kind of scary. There's one more. Oh my god. Moving on. Well, and when they realize it's my house, someone will go punch the dog because I've already told everybody. I'm not even gonna say what I almost said. I'll fuck that thing up. Phobia, indoctrination, inculating irrational fears about leaving the group or questioning the leader's authority. A, no happiness or fulfillment possible outside of the group. You need a dog to be happy. A dog completes your family. You can't live without Fleming. Oh, my neighbors are afraid of me though. So it helps. Like, they've all already told me. They're like, you're really not the guy to fuck with. I'm like, no, I am not. Thank you for noticing, you sons of bitches. Here we go. B, terrible consequences if you leave. Hell, demon possessions, incurable diseases, accidents, suicides, insanity, 10,000 reincarnations. You won't have a dog to protect you from burglars and child abductors. They are the burglars and child abductors. The dog will be euthanized if you take it to a shelter. Good. Bring it over to my house. I'll fucking do it. Shunning of those who leave. Fear of being rejected by friends and family. People are afraid to say anything negative about dogs or people's dogs because they are afraid of being rejected and losing friends or family. And that is a big one. I hear that from people all the time. It's just terrible. Yeah, every time I hear it. C, shunning of those who leave. Fear of being rejected by friends and family. People are afraid to say anything negative about dogs or people's dogs because they are afraid of being rejected and losing their friends and family. Just did that. D, never a legitimate reason to leave. Those who leave are weak, undisciplined, unspiritual, worldly, brainwashed by a family or counselor, seduced by money, sex, and rock and roll. E, threats of harm to ex-members and family. Like we said, we deal with that a lot. The dog is family, so you have to protect it at all costs. Shut up. Let's see. Well, they all shut up, though. All I hear now are my neighbor's doors. Like, that scary woman just yelled. I hardly ever yell, so they know when I do, I'm getting sick of it. And I told everybody what I do on YouTube, too. Don't think I didn't. Let's go on to... I think that's it. Hey, guys, that's it. That's the end of the article. So, dudes, everybody, thank you, Tenzing Kittens, Renske, for sending that. It's a great analysis of the bite model and how cult brainwashing and indoctrination falls right into the category. Oh, like I said, there are 2 pit bulls across the street. Okay, but they're gone now. That woman, remember me telling you guys that they set their house on fire and the fireman gave the chihuahua mouth to mouth? They have 2 pit bulls across the street and 1 chihuahua. There are 3 smaller mixed breed mutts and like a medium sized one a little further up. Behind me is a German Shepherd and a little yappy dog. And down the street are 2 pugs. Um, you know, which part did? Oh, they did. Dude, here, you're going to love this, Fear. I told this story before, but I've got to tell you. The firemen and everybody were out there. I opened the front door. I heard this, engines whirring. And so I look outside and there are like firemen everywhere. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck's going on out there? So my son loves firemen. He like everything fireman. He wants to be a fireman. And so I'm like, come on, buddy, let's go outside and you can meet the firemen and then we'll figure out what's going on out there. And I go out there and here comes this fireman around the corner. And I said, hey, is everybody okay? And he goes, oh, yeah, comes over and leans on my fence, like this. He's like, oh, yeah, no one was home. They ran up the road and left the stove on, but there was a dog, and he almost died, and I had to resuscitate him. And I went, ew, did you wash your mouth out? Disgusting. And he looked at me like I had 3 heads because these people are used to being worshipped for saving Fluffy, okay? I immediately, ew. And he was all, and I was like, that's disgusting. And I know. And so then I was talking to one of the Bryans later on, and I was like, he goes, do you think he used his mouth on it? I'm like, I don't fucking know. Maybe they have like a tool or something for that. Don't they? Like something to, and he looked it up, and no, they actually will grab them and resuscitate. Let's all have a moment of silence for humanity as we continue to crumble and lose our intelligence with every stupid fucking thing we do with these things. And these firemen are used to being like, yeah, made out with a dog. These firemen are used to being like worshipped specifically by women, the whole cliche that goes with it. And ew, making out with a dog, that's disgusting. Exactly. It's better than making out with a dog. And no, he did. And then I look over and the woman's holding the chihuahua and like crying her fucking eyes out. No concern for the rental house that you just set on fire that we know damn full and well you crackheads don't have the money to fix. By the way, my landlord owns that house too. He's glad because he wants them out of there. He hates dogs too. Okay? Of course, he's a landlord. And so he's actually evicting them. Hopefully the people that move in there aren't worse than these ones because they're total crackheads. You talk about a white trash live stream. That's what I live across the street from, Terrence. And, ew, yes. Well, I've seen one. I don't know if it's the same one, Gling, but I've seen like the one where the dog's like licking her face and she's like putting her mouth on it and stuff. I know, right? Landlords have to deal with this shit. There are more people that I've seen that are like lawyers, medical professionals, surgeons, nurses, and landlords that particularly hate dogs because they have to deal with all the negative parts of dogs. So he is going to evict them, and guess who's fixing the house? One guess, this guy and my roommate. So he's doing all the woodwork, I'm doing all the painting, I'm going to help gut the house out, we're going to fix it and make it presentable, and then we're going to get new neighbors. So we'll just hope that that they're better, and since the last thing with the dogs, and they've moved them in without permission, so let's just hope that it doesn't happen again. Just one fucking house around here without dogs. So we've been going on for a while. I'm going to go ahead and stop the live stream. I want to thank all of you for being here. It was such a pleasure talking to you guys. Tenzing, like I said, Renske, thank you so much for this article that you wrote that is, oh no, they're kicking the people out for setting the house on fire, and then they don't have enough money to fix the house, and they're not even like paying the rent. And yes, if they violate their lease and you tell them that they're not allowed to have dogs, they can break your lease and evict you. And that also goes on your record. Oh, yeah, it still smells like a dog in there. Gross. Disgusting. So, yeah, we'll see how it all goes. Thank you, I. Thank you, Beanie. Thank you to all the moderators, to Isabel, to Gling, to I for being here, Gabriel, to Fear the Great. So glad to have the new people. So happy to meet you and have you here. Fuck land sharks. Thank you guys for everything. We'll do the live stream tomorrow at noon. I'm going to go back and edit the other video so people know, and I'll go ahead and share it again so people can see. Jade, all of you, Aaron, everybody, I appreciate you. Protect yourselves. Fuck Fluffy. Get your steel toe boots. Kick the shit out of these dogs and just fucking let them have it, man. Let them know you mean fucking business. I ain't playing. I'll beat the shit out of you with that dog. I ain't playing around. I'm going to go put my son to bed, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening and a safe holiday weekend. Until tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. End.